This is all about, to answer your question about the frustration that leads to running for office. I was in law school. I did the first year at night curriculum, and when I got a chance to run that machine shop, I dropped out because I'm going to run a business now. But I didn't want to leave that unfinished, so I dropped back in and studied. I was no longer interested in maybe becoming an attorney, so I just studied what intrigued me, and that was all about constitutional history, civil rights. I served in a constitutional litigation clinic, and this was at Rutgers, Newark, and some truly inspirational professors there. Al Slocum, who was the state public defender, Jonathan Paul, he wrote Constitutions for Emerging Democracies in Africa, and Frank Askin ran the Conlit Clinic. He actually ran for Congress at one point. These were just really inspiring people, and it might sound a little trite, but I'm one of those people who think the greatest gift to humankind is the free government that we created here, right? I have a real kind of romantic attachment to it. But that's just, like a lot of people, I'm a novice historian, no big deal, right? That's just, I'm more likely to pick up, books about, our revolutionary thought or biographies of the presidents, right, that kind of stuff. And the rise of Trump was just, to me, it's just the predictable path to wrecking a democracy. It's through that demagoguery, right? The calls to jealousy and animosity and prejudice. I mean, it's worked throughout history. This is just Joe McCarthy's playbook. This is Julius Caesar's playbook, right? It's Huey Long's playbook, right? Find a grievance, right? Feed into it, blame it on your opponents, and and come up with simplistic solutions that aren't real but satisfy those kind of base emotions of people. And we thought it was over, right? When Biden won in 2020, I mean, we remember the day like it was just so crystal clear in our memory, because it's our second oldest birthday, November 7th, 2020. That's when they called the election for Biden. I mean, like, we wept. We were so relieved. Our daughter calls from New York, and there's church bells ringing in the background, wow, right? It was like, it's over, right? The danger had passed. Then January 6th, right? Then the rise of Trump, like, obviously he's not going away. And in 2022, there's the frustration end. And then what's most impactful is my dad passed away on August 25th of 22. And it's an incredible life story. You take it for granted when it's your own family. This is a guy who served in World War II, captured in the Battle of the Bulge, imprisoned for 4 months. He was liberated by Patton's army, and he came out and he weighed like 75 pounds, right? He was terribly abused. And came back and started, he went to Montclair State as a GI Bill, and then started to work as a teacher in the Newark School District when he gets called back and he has to serve in Korea. Ooh. So happily, he didn't see combat in Korea, but after the Korean War, he had seen enough, and he decided he would spend the rest of his life in the Veterans Administration. So you're working on this eulogy. I get emotional thinking about it. Yeah. And you think about what he sacrificed for, what all those guys sacrificed for, and to see it treated with such casual indifference by what's become of the Republican Party now under Trump, and acolytes like Jeff Van Drew. And I said, that's enough. And when that November, like, it was around when Dad died, when Del and I spoke, and I said, look, this next phase of life is going to be around public service somehow. And when Van Drew won by 19 points, I said, look, we can do better than this. And that's when we started looking into GovTrack has him the 40th most conservative member of the House. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Like, that's right there. Matt Gaetz, that's like, he's right there with those guys. Yeah. And that's, to me, that's my whole calculus for running here, because he's forgotten where he's come from. That's not us. Right? Look who served in that seat. Lo Biondo for 24 years. Bill Hughes for 20 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
These are civil, moderate, environmentally conscious people.
Right.
Right? He's out of step now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just seduced by Trump.